paints the sky, the waves are dancing, rolling by. The air is sweet, the breeze is light. We sway together day to night. Feel the rhythm in your bones, let it take you far from home. Every heart beats like a drum, under the sun where we belong. Palm trees whisper secrets slow, the ocean sings its ebb and flow. Our hearts are free, no chains, no ties. We live in colors, never shy. Feel the rhythm in your bones, let it take you far from home. Every heart beats like a drum, under the sun where we belong. No time to frown, the music lifts us off the ground. A melody to guide the way through endless nights and golden days. Feel the rhythm in your bones, let it take you far from home. Every heart beats like a drum, under the sun where we belong.
Hello, welcome everybody to another stream here. We are currently sitting in Salt Lake City, Utah. We are currently boarding our 737-800 Delta Airlines, heading our way to the city of Las Vegas tonight. And we are just about done with boarding. We do probably have about 5 minutes or so remaining, and then we'll be getting our pushback and heading on out of here tonight for our flight. Thank you so much for joining us. There's been a lot of activity on the channel lately. Some live plane spotting from KMSB Airport here in Minneapolis. Also a lot of shorts that have been posted of landings that I've done throughout the week. So thank you to all of you who have tuned in and have watched those videos. Alright, so we are now in the cockpit. I've got everything pretty much ready to go here. We got our flight plan entered in. We're going to go ahead and just double check everything here. We're waiting for boarding to be done. We're waiting for our cargo and our catering to be all done. And then we will go ahead and call for pushback. Let's go up top here. We can go ahead and go APU gen. Yaw damper is on. We got our window heats on. We'll go ahead and turn all of our hydraulics on. We're going to be cruising at flight level 360 here tonight, and so we can go ahead and get our fuel pumps on as well. Alright, so as we are about getting ready to be pushed back here, we're going to first go up here. We're going to go pre-plan pushback. We've been given runway 34 right here out of Salt Lake City tonight. So a little bit longer of a taxi to get out of here.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
Alright, so weather tonight in Salt Lake City for departure. It's a really beautiful night right now. Winds are light at 8 miles per hour. Altimeter is 299er, and visibility is 10 miles. Over in Las Vegas tonight, looks like we are being given, let's see here, I'm just going to load up the most current weather here for Las Vegas for Reid International. So winds are light at 7 miles per hour, few clouds. Looks like we're breaking through whatever few clouds there are at 15,000 feet, visibility 10 miles. So should be good landing conditions tonight in Las Vegas. We are being given runway 26 left for arrival. Alright, cool. So last few passengers are getting on board. Looks like luggage is done outside, so we can go ahead and send them away. We'll go down here to our EFB. We'll go ahead and close our cargo doors and our aft service door. Alright, and our last two passengers are just getting on board right now. Alright, so let's go down here to the FMC. Let's go to init, and let's get our takeoff speed. So 138 is what we want to dial in here to our initial takeoff. Flight level 360, we got our trim set at 5.5. We're looking at just a little under an hour flight from Salt Lake to Las Vegas here tonight. Alright, we'll go ahead and close that front entry door.
Flight attendants, prepare your doors for departure, please. Cross-check and all call.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
And we'll send the
Alright,
jetway
we've got
away.
everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Delta Airlines and our global partners, welcome on board your Delta flight. As you're making your way to your seats, we kindly ask that you please step into your row and out of the aisle as quickly as possible. Allow those passengers behind you to make their way to their seat as well. If you're traveling with a larger rollerboard, please place it in the overhead bins, either wheels or handles first, on either side of the aircraft. Keeping in mind that the overhead bin space is shared space, so if the bin directly above your seat is already full, please go ahead and utilize the next available space. If you brought in a second item with you, such as a briefcase, tote bag, laptop bag, backpack, you can go ahead and utilize that space under this seat in front of you, so that we can utilize that overhead bin
Okay,
space
all
for your
doors
large
and hatches
bags
are closed.
without having to
Ready
check
to
them
connect.
inside to your final destination. Feel free to utilize your mobile phones, tablets, and e-readers while we're here at the gate. However, once we close our boarding door, you must please place these items into airplane mode or turn off your cellular service. Please also note that if you will be working on a laptop computer or enjoying any other larger electronic devices, they must be stowed either in a bag under the seat in front of you or in the overhead bins. Please do not stow these items in the seat pocket in front of you, place them directly on the floor, or hold them on your lap during taxi, takeoff, and landing. This is not just a Delta policy, but an FAA regulation for your safety. I'd like to thank you all for choosing to fly Delta. Welcome on board. Ladies and gentlemen, we have received our final paperwork, and we are ready
Tow
for
connected and bypassed in service.
Before we continue
Release
your
parking
aircraft,
brake.
all passengers must be seated with your seatbelt securely fastened. Your
Starting
seat tables
pushback.
carry
And you may
items
start
filled.
engines.
Your seat backs in the upright and long position, and your aisle armors are lowered.
Alright, now that we are pushing back, we can go ahead and send engine number 2 over to ground.
So in just a moment, we'll be showing you a brief presentation on the safety features, so kindly ask that you please direct your attention to the video monitors and flight attendants in the aisle, even if you are a frequent flyer. Thank you so much.
And we'll go ahead and introduce the fuel.
Welcome aboard, and thanks for flying with Delta. Our first priority on every flight is safety. So before we depart, I'll be giving a brief safety presentation. Okay, be sure all carry-on items are securely stowed in an overhead bin, and place smaller items under the seat in front of you.
Okay, engine number 1 can go
And
to ground.
ensure all aisles, exits, and bulkhead areas are clear. Delta now allows U.S. domestic passengers to use handheld devices like tablets and cell phones on board at any time, as long as all cellular functions are disabled. Larger electronic devices like laptops should be turned off and stowed until we're airborne.
And the princess rode off into the sunset. The end.
Please note some electronic devices may not be used in flight at any time. You'll find additional information regarding electronic devices in the in-flight information section of Sky Magazine. This plane features Wi-Fi, and internet access will be available while we're above 10,000 feet. If you're seated at an emergency exit, please review the responsibilities for emergency exit seating on the back of the safety information card, which is in your seat pocket.
Are you willing and able to assist with the operation of the exit if necessary?
Yes. No.
Okay, it's gonna be flap
If you're
5s on
unable
our
to
departure.
perform these functions,
Operation
please let
complete.
us know.
Set
and
parking
we'd be
brake.
happy to find you another seat.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
As we leave the gate, make sure your seatbelt is fastened. To fasten, insert the metal tip into the buckle and adjust the strap so it's low and tight across your lap. To release the belt, just lift the top of the buckle. Please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on. And even if the sign is off, please keep your seatbelt fastened in case we experience any unexpected rough air. For everyone's safety, federal regulations require all passengers to comply with the posted placards and lighted information signs located throughout the cabin, in addition to any crew member instructions.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Tampering with, disabling, or destroying a restroom smoke detector. There are 8 exits on this plane. 4 doors, 2 on each side, and 4 window exits over the wings. The forward doors have detachable slides that can be used for flotation. Life rafts are located in ceiling compartments at the front and center of the plane. All exits are clearly marked with an exit sign. However, if there's a loss of power and cabin
All right, we're ready
visibility
to tax
is
out.
reduced, lights will illuminate the aisles to guide you to an exit. Please take a moment to find the exits closest to you, and remember, they might be behind you. It's unlikely, but if cabin pressure changes, the panels above your seat will open, revealing oxygen masks. If this happens, reach up and pull a mask towards you until the tube is fully extended. Place the mask over your nose and mouth.
Okay, I'm just
Pull
looking at my
the
map
elastic
here to
strap
see
over
what
your head
our
and
route
adjust the
here
mask
is to the
necessary.
runway.
Breathe normally and note that oxygen is flowing, so don't worry if the bag doesn't inflate. Be sure to adjust your own mask before helping others. A water evacuation is also unlikely, but just in case, life vests are located under your seats in the economy cabin. If you're seated in the first class or business class cabin, life vests are either in a compartment beneath or adjacent to your seat. To use, remove the vest from its container by pulling on the tab and then opening the pouch. Flip the vest over your head. If your vest has one strap, wrap it around your waist and attach it to the buckle in front. If your vest has 2 straps, fasten the straps to the front of the vest and then adjust them loosely around your waist. As you leave the plane, inflate the vest by pulling down on the red tab at the bottom of the vest. Or manually inflate it by blowing into the
Looks like a
tube
traffic
at
jam
shoulder
up ahead
level.
of us.
You can activate a light by pulling down on the tab in the front. But if your vest doesn't have a tab, the light will activate automatically in the water. If necessary, we'll distribute infant life vests or other flotation devices for children who weigh 35 pounds.
Not sure
or less.
what's going on up ahead of here.
Also, most seat cushions can be used for flotation. Now, before we take off, be sure your seat is upright, your aisle armrests are lowered,
There we
your
go.
tray table is put away, and all carry-on items are properly stowed. As we come through the cabin for our final safety check, please let us know if you have any questions. And finally, now would be a good time for everyone to review the safety information card, which is in your seat pocket.
On behalf of everyone at Delta Airlines, we want to thank you for paying attention.
Please relax and enjoy your flight.
Alright, let's go ahead and get our runway turn off lights on. We're going to go ahead and advise the cabin that we would like them to take a seat.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be taking off in just a few minutes. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for departure.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Alright, like I said, a little longer of a taxi since they have us taxiing to the opposite side of where our gate was. But we are just about there. Alright, landing lights can come on. And we'll go ahead and advise the cabin one more time that we're about ready to taxi out onto the runway. Alright, let's go ahead and line up for departure. Alright, throttles to 40%. Side forward down pressure on the stick. And toga.
Knots.
Neutral.
V1, rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
Gear up. At that longer takeoff roll due to our elevation.
1,000.
4,500 feet. And we'll go ahead and bring our flaps to flaps 2. Continue to monitor our speed here. We're going to dip that nose down a little bit. Get some of that airspeed back. Definitely different flight mechanics when you're flying out of Salt Lake or Denver or anything with higher elevation. gradually, not as steep as you would in other locations. Alright, flaps position 1. Full flaps clean. Just continue this turn. Level out. That pitch for climb. Still currently just hand flying it. And we'll switch over to autopilot. Top here, we can go ahead and turn landing lights off. We're going to 10,000 feet. When we turn off the lights, taxi light can come off, wheel light can come off, logo light can come off, and our wing light can come off. We are climbing out of Salt Lake, heading to Las Vegas. Flight time of about exactly 1 hour. Block time, gate to gate, hour and a half.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we climb to our cruising altitude, we'd like to extend a special thank you to each of you, and a welcome back to our SkyMile members and Million Milers. Your business and loyalty are greatly appreciated by the entire Delta family. For your safety, it's important to remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on. Even if the sign is off, please keep your seatbelt fastened in case we experience any unexpected rough air. We ask that you also please remember to use caution if opening the overhead bins to prevent injury from articles that may have shifted during takeoff. We've now reached an altitude where it's safe to use approved electronic devices, and a listing of these devices can be found in Sky Magazine in the seat pocket in front of you. On today's flight in the economy cabin, it'll be our pleasure to offer you complimentary Coca-Cola products, Starbucks coffee, water, juices, a variety of complimentary snacks, as well as a selection of our fresh eats items and all-day goodies. Beer, wine, and spirits are available complimentary for our first class and Delta Comfort Plus passengers, as well as available for purchase for the main cabin. A complete listing of available beverages, as well as of our fresh eats items, can be found in the menus in your seat pocket. Please be reminded that Delta accepts only major credit or debit cards for onboard purchases of beverages and snacks. However, you can use your Delta SkyMiles American Express card to save 15% and earn double miles on all Delta purchases. For your enjoyment, each seat is equipped with your own personal entertainment system. On it, you can view a selection of complimentary as well as on-demand TV shows, movies, and music. You will find that this screen will work best with just a light tap on your fingertip. Feel free to use your own headsets. Otherwise, if you do need a headset, just let a flight attendant know they are yours complimentary for this and any future Delta flights. .
1 friends, we're climbing up to 36,000 feet. We're going to go ahead and get to our cruise section of the video, and I will see you guys back here when we are on our descent into Las Vegas. See you soon.
The wheels are rolling down the line. Adventure calls, it's time to shine. A suitcase packed with dreams to share. The open sky is ours to dare. Boarding now, it's time to fly. Leaving worries in the sky. Destination feels so near. Vacation vibes, we're out of here. The air is filled with wanderlust. Clouds below, the ground's of dust. Windows seat a perfect view. The world awaits just me and you. Boarding now, it's time to fly. Leaving worries in the sky. Destination feels so near. Vacation vibes, we're out of here. Tray tables up, hearts on the rise. Endless horizons fill our eyes. Every mile a brand new beat. Paradise is in our reach. Boarding now, it's time to fly. Leaving worries in the sky. Destination feels so near. Vacation vibes, we're out of here. Tray tables up, hearts on the rise. Endless horizons fill our eyes. Every mile a brand new beat. Paradise is in our reach. Boarding now, it's time to fly. Leaving worries in the sky. Destination feels so near. Vacation vibes, we're out of here. It's out of here.
Alright, welcome back everybody. Here is our map. Here we are, we're coming in. Las Vegas Airport right here. We're going to be coming into a straight in approach tonight, so we're just going to be coming down and then straight on in. Winds right now at Las Vegas are not really in our favor in terms of how windy it is. Winds are variable 18 to 29 degrees right now. So 18 gusting 29. So hopefully we don't get too many of those 30 mile per hour gusts coming in, but we will do our very best. So getting ready for the approach here. We're going to go ahead and start turning on our runway turn op lights on, landing lights can come on, logo lights, wheel well, and we'll leave it at that for right now. Coming down here to the EFB, we're going to be looking at a landing rate of about 148 here to make up for that wind that we're going to be dealing with coming in. Auto brakes are going to be set to 2. And we we are currently 32 miles out from the runway. Okay, we'll go on over here. We will go ahead and get, let's see, we'll prepare them for landing.
Lieutenants, please prepare the cab for arrival.
And ladies and gentlemen, the double ding indicates that the aircraft is now on its final approach, and we have it cleared to land. At this time, all passengers must remain seated with their seatbelts securely fastened, your tray tables and carrying items stowed, seat backs in the upright and locked position, and your aisle armrests should be lowered. Flight attendants will pass through the cabin to complete their final safety check. Please put around your seating area for all remaining cups, glasses, other articles you wish to discard. Thank you so much. We'll be landing shortly. Hard to see out to our right here as the sun is setting. Visibility is 9 miles, however, with the sun being so low in the sky, we may not see the runway 9 miles out. Definitely not a concern, it's more the winds that are a concern right now. That armed, ready for arrival. And we're going to go ahead and bring our speed down here to 190. We do have an aircraft coming in ahead of us, so here we are, and then this aircraft from Dallas is coming in, so we're just going to allow for enough spacing for him to land and get off the runway. Start throwing some flaps out. We'll go flaps 2. So the runway is directly ahead of us, you just cannot see it at the moment. This might be the arrival where I need my aviator glasses. Let's see here. We go here. Oh yeah, there we go. That helps. See everybody, it's always good to have your glasses with you. You never know when you may need them. Alright, let's continue to dial back that speed. Let's go speed 170. And we'll go flaps 5. And then let's go ahead and ding the cabin, let the cabin know we're on final.
the aircraft ahead of us here. Here we are. Here he is coming on this A321. Awesome spacing. So let's dial back the speed a little bit more, 160, flaps 10. And I can see the runway out ahead of us. Winds right now are coming from our left, 12 miles per hour. So nothing too crazy. Let's hope it stays that way. Flaps 15. Back our speed a little bit more. Flaps 25. In just a moment we will drop our landing gear. Go ahead and arm our localizer. Staring right into that sun. Alright, let's get our landing final speed in. We're gonna go with 141. And we'll drop our landing gear. That's my airplane. Track there, let's get back in line. We're going with that runway coming in a little bit better now visually. Flaps 30.
1,000. 1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
If I didn't have that shade filter on, I don't know if I'd be seeing this runway. Alright, we'll go flaps full. Kick this over to the left a little bit. That nose down. That wind wants to push us to the right. So we don't have to get it smack down wherever we want it on the landing spot.
100. 50.
securely fastened until the captain has parked the
We
aircraft
landed
at
a
the
little
gate
long
and turned
as
off
we
the
were trying
seatbelt
to
sign.
save it on that
This will be your one
runway.
and only indication that
But it
it's
was a
safe for you to
minus
get up and move
118
about the
landing
cabin.
according to
Please be
Delta,
reminded to
so
use caution when opening the overhead bins
definitely not
to prevent
our
injury from
best,
articles
but
that may have
definitely
shifted
not
during
our
landing.
worst.
You
Okay,
may
so
now use
let's
your
go
mobile
ahead
phones and
and
other
slow her
handheld
down here. Let's
electronic
get this
devices
APU
while we
started
taxi
up.
to the gate. However, your laptop computers and larger electronics must remain stowed. We invite you to visit delta.com for all your future travel needs, including checking in for a flight and managing your SkyMiles account. If any of you should have questions regarding ground transportation, baggage claim, or any other information, a uniformed Delta agent leading this flight will be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. On behalf of Delta Sky Team, our global partners, and especially your flight crew, we'd like to thank you all for flying with us. We've enjoyed having you on board and look forward to the opportunity to serve you once again.
Alright, let's continue to clean up our flaps. Auto brakes can go to off. Runway landing lights can come off. Taxi light can come on. Runway turn off lights can come off. We're just going to continue to taxi this direction. Yep. Perfect. Right on Zulu. And now Bravo. Terminal's right over to our right. A little bit sketchy of an approach, but we saved the landing. Only fitting since I chartered all you here to Vegas after that landing and saving us. You guys all buy me a drink. We may have to see a landing of that replay. Okay, so we're gonna go over here. Let's get this taxi completed here to the gate. We're gonna go right next to this other Delta. Our APU is ready. We'll go ahead and turn the APU bleed on. And, we'll take this gate right over here. Alright, we'll go ahead and stop it right there. We'll put our parking brake on. Ladies and gentlemen, we're down in Vegas. Take a look at that. What a view. Good. Alright, so before we do anything, we do want to extend the jet bridge, but I think what we're going to do, we're going to queue up this replay. We're going to take a look at this landing. Alright, so we'll go play. We're going to go to the outside view, so it might be a little loud. Okay, so the wind was not letting us come down very well here. But I knew we had a long runway. That's where we're going to play. We're going to get this down. Right about here, you can see the wind just kind of gusted. Wanted to push us off to the right. so let's get back to getting our passengers off. We'll turn the seatbelt signs off. Go ahead and turn the taxi light off. Local light can stay on, and actually strobes can come off as well. Anti-collision light can come off. Window heats can come off. Probes can come off. Yaw damper can come off. Hydraulics can come off. Fuel pumps, all but the forward, can come off. And we are good here. Aviation. And engine number 2, engine number 1.
Flight attendants, prepare doors for arrival, please. Cross-check and all call.
And with that, that will conclude our flight. We are down in Las Vegas. And I will leave you all with this fantastic shot of the Las Vegas Strip. Take care. We'll see you next time.
The sun is hot, it paints the sky. The waves are dancing, rolling by. The air is sweet, the breeze is light. We sway together day to night. Feel the rhythm in your bones. Let it take you far from home. Every heart beats like a drum under the sun where we belong. Palm trees whisper secrets low. The ocean sings its ebb and flow. Our hearts are free, no chains, no ties. We live in colors, never shy. Feel the rhythm in your bones. Let it take you far from home. Every heart beats like a drum under the sun where we belong. No worries here, no time to frown. The music lifts us off the ground. A melody to guide the way through endless nights and golden days. Feel the rhythm in your bones. Let it take you far from home. Every heart beats like a drum under the sun